Thank you, everyone. I have to turn on some functionality like unmuting yourself for now, since some people may drop in and have it open, so it'll be disturbing. So I have to turn it off for now. But once we are going to the Q&A, I will turn it off on back for you. Yes, some people say that they are excited. I'm also very excited to go to this second day of this grant writing challenges. And it's the opportunity again to remind you that at the end of these challenges, that means the end of tomorrow, we have a prize and we have a winner of someone who has, by not too much work, but by the way he answered the question that was provided in the form, and also the way he contribute to the event and continue to interact with us, has shown that he has the potential to become a leader and just needs small or kind of support to reach his vision and his mission. So we are going to have someone who will win this prize, which is what I call the next generation research leader prize. For now, we don't have money on it. You're just going to have a mentorship for 3 months, which is a lot. Normally, after 3 months, if you have a good mentor, you can achieve a lot in your life. And when we have money for Day to Africa, you will still benefit of it. But for today, we are going to continue from where we left yesterday. We're going to talk about how to use your story to turn it into a fundable idea. And remember that whatever you are doing today is not only for you to know how to write grant. It's actually principle that you need to use to thrive in your career as a researcher, to thrive in your career as a researcher and to achieve excellence in academia, and probably in your life also. And also remember that we have a game that we were playing yesterday. When you hear something that is new to you, that gives you values that resonate to you, you can say gold, that means you love it, or you can say priceless, that means you love it so much. And when you read it, just please write in the chat. That make me realize that some concepts have been valuable to you and can be valuable to other people. So I should keep continue spreading this information. And the final thing I want to say as we are going to the day two content, I want to ask you what you remember from yesterday. Do you remember any sentences, any concept, anything? Just in one sentence in the chat, please let me know what you remember. Why just one person? Because I don't have bandwidth to take more than one person. Unfortunately, if you have to take more people, it needs more work. And it's something that we need to take in consideration. But we are going to see tomorrow. If you only want to claim, maybe you are going to have the prize. Maybe no one even want this mentorship. So yeah, only you, Trismegist, you are the only one to want this mentorship, maybe. So maybe other people don't want it. So do you want the mentorship? Is there anyone who want the mentorship of 3 months? I can see 2, 3 hands. Okay, only 2, 3, 3, 4 people. So it's fine. So if there's only 4 people, so that means people are already eliminating themselves. Okay. Okay, so thank you. Let me know what you remember from yesterday. Can you remember those who were present, of course, yesterday? Because I know some people are new, like Christelle, you were not there yesterday. Grace, Justin, welcome. And then I think the other one were present. Wow, Rachel, remember the 3 phases of funding success. Great. Okay, Leonie was not here yesterday also. That's true. That's true. The price is only for those who are present for the 3 days. So make sure you are also be present tomorrow for those who want to win. Wow, great. I can see some people who are responding. Lionel, position alignment scaling up. Thank you. The funding formula. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. That's great. Estelle. Great. Love it. Remember that to be fundable, I need to have a story. develop an idea in order to solve the problem in my community. Excellent. So that means you are following. You're not just putting the Zoom on and go. You're really following. People, person, and competition and funder. Thank you, Bisan. That's great. People have really learned something. At least one thing is good. When you learn something, at least one thing, that means you are ahead of yesterday. So let me go without further ado to share my screen for this D2. What else? D2 of this event. Remember that we need you to contribute and to participate so that it is an interactive session. Even if it's by writing, it's always good to have to know that you are here and to discuss with you. Can you see my screen? Yes, thank you. People can see my screen. Can you see it in full screen mode also? Thank you, Estelle. Thank you, everyone, for confirming. So we are in the day 2 of this challenge. Yesterday, we discussed about understanding how the funders thinks and the mechanism behind the funding in academia. Some of these are not really labeled in the courses you are taking. Some of these have not been told by people, but people have them in their mind as they are applying, meaning those who have already secured funding several times, they understand the ingredient they put in the application to make themselves stand out and to win predictably. They also understand that they should not apply only once and pray. They have a tactics to apply to the best funders that is aligned to what they want to solve, and they make sure that they apply to multiple year grants so that they have a pipeline of funding to pursue their vision over years without struggling. And they also realize that funding is the way for them to have money to take care of their family so that they're not struggling and they're enjoying being scientists. It's not only to do research, it's also for you to thrive and to be accomplished, because you cannot be accomplished if you cannot eat yourself, if you are not stable in your own self. So today you are taking your story to turn it into a fundable idea. Remember that yesterday I've used my story. I show you how I use my story, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. And I hope while I will be doing that, we have time for you to pause and think about your own story and write maybe one sentences and follow the instruction I will put on the screen so that at the end of today, you will have a fundable idea. And remember that it does not have to be special. It does not have to be something coming from nowhere. It has to be something you understand deeply, something you care about deeply, because it's only by understanding the problem you want to solve that you can have an idea that is worth solving for others also. So let's move. We have mentioned that funders don't fund research only, they also fund people, and they want you to become a leader. That's why they're assessing also your leadership potential in your application. We also mentioned that people usually get stuck as the researcher when they are writing the proposal or when they're applying for funders, because they write generic proposal, jargon heavy proposal that are difficult to understand. They are chasing the name instead of trying to build credibility from the small information they have. And they usually don't have a path. They don't know where they are going. That means even if they won once, they are unable to repeat the process because at first they were just applying for the sake of having something. At the end of the day, they move again because they were following someone else or they were following a trending topics. So this is what we've seen as the main trap from Recherche. We have also talked about the funding formula, the one I was mentioning yesterday, people, project, place. This is what people usually hear when they're taking grant watching courses, or that the funder say is evaluating, but the funder is not telling you that they're also assessing yourself to the competitors, and that themselves, because of their priorities, because of where they are prioritizing themselves as leaders, they can interact with your chances of success. Everything you have to do, first of all, is to act at the maximum of your level to make sure that these people put in place are optimal, but also that you make yourself stand out from the competitors that you have identified when you apply to the funder, and that you make also yourself as the obvious choice to the funders before even they see your application. That means you have to work also before having your application being submitted or after your application has been submitted. You keep working on to showcase your value to the funders. So that is the funding formula I mentioned. And that is what myself I've followed to make sure that I win grants all the time. So today we know that now that grant writing is a process because no one ever started from the top. Not even the biggest researcher, they have not started from the top. They started from scratch and they all follow the same path. This same difficult path you try to follow now. And then you are all following now. So that means they start with small grants, they start moving, having rejection, and they go back again until they reach the top to win 10 million grants or 18 million euro for a project for 3 years or 5 years. And why do we need to follow this same difficult path? Because it's by following the adversity, it's by overclassing the obstacle that you can make lasting impact because you start to become resilient, and resilience is what is needed for sustainability. It's what is needed to create legacy. You cannot have legacy if everything is easy because it won't last long. So when it's difficult and then you face the adversity and you manage to win it, you have chances of having something that will last long. Now I have a question for you. How many of you have ever applied for any grant before? You can raise your hands or write in the chat. How many of you have ever applied to a grant before? I'll just say apply. I've never say one. Only apply. If you have applied for a grant before, just raise your hand. Okay, I can see three persons. Okay, some are in the chat. Yes, some people are in the chat. Me. Okay, around 10 or 11 people. Because there's some people, that's already great. Okay. Some people have applied 5 here, 7, 8, 9, around. Okay, most of you have applied before. That's great. Congratulations to all of you because it's not easy to apply. There are many people who are there, they have never applied to a grant before. So that means either their name have been put by people and they say they are doing a project while they have never put their name as PI. So they never apply. Some of them are even professors. I know people who are professors. They have never wrote a proposal all together and submit the button themselves. So that's already good. You should be proud of you to do that. It's not easy. It's not easy. You should already be proud of you to be among those who have applied before. And for those who have not yet applied, it's not too late. It's never too late. You can still do it. And you have now the opportunity to improve your chances of success. And now, among those who have applied before, how many of you have won before? How many of you have ever won a grant before? Me, not yet. I've applied for 2 travel grants. How many of you have ever won a grant before? I can see, is it 3 hands, 4 hands? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hands. And in the chat, I've won 5K. I've won a travel grant. Yes, travel grant, you can count it. 2 small grant, 2 travel grant. Okay, that's great. So many of you have won grant before. 1 travel grant and 1 ECR grant. That's great, Sabela. Wonderful. Let also say me. Yes, good. So many of you have already won grant before. So what are you doing here today? Just what are you doing here today? If you have already won grant, what is the problem? Just side question. We want very big grant for research. I am never tired of acquiring knowledge. Thank you, Christelle. Okay, someone want to, I want to what? To up my game? Oh, okay, to upgrade your game. we keep learning, you want to win big, refine our future, our knowledge. Okay, that's good. Okay. So many of you have won grant before. Many of you have already replicated the success before, right? I've seen some people have won 2 or 3. That's already good. So what I want to tell you is that because the science of fundability, which is the art of positioning yourself to make sure that you win grants, it's something like that can resonate with a biblical statement. For the one who has, more will be given, and we will have abundance and abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken. It's not me, it's in the Bible, in Matthew 13, verse 12. That means even God tells us that if you have already had some, they are still going to give you more. And if you have not, they may not even give you the small you think you deserve. And this has been proven, and as we call scientifically, has the Matthew effect in the science and in academia. You can see this paper published in 2017. They say the Matthew effect in science funding. And they explain that those who have already received funding, even early in their career, are more likely to receive funding later on. And this is another study that was the largest studies of this kind to explore the Matthew effect in research. So it's not only me, it's not me who told you to apply, it's that you have to apply, you have to win early because this increases your chances of success. And they then say that early success increases future success chances, and they provide data about it. They say that those who had won early career grant early in their career, like this, they won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, were more likely to win grant as mid-career researcher or senior researcher. Those who have won grants before they are there were more likely to even apply. I'm not saying to win, to apply grant before. And you can see how the difference is huge. So you have to apply early in your career. And the more you win, the more likely you are to win at the end of your career. And that's why they even continue to assess now the accumulation of grant money by early career grant applicants. So since they start winning, if they won early in their career, you can see that the one who start early, you can see that they move, if it's the normal one, the 1 or 2, you can see where they are at the end of their career. If it's the 3 or 4 grant early in their career before 3 years, you can see where they are. And at the end, this is 3 or 4, sorry. And at the end, 5 or 6, you can see where they go. Compared to those who have not won that much or have started later in their career. Remember that if you learn something new, you have to say God. If it's too much for you, you say priceless. Don't forget our game. So I hope you figure out that you need to apply first, but you also need to win as early as possible to increase your chances of success. And once you understand why you win, you can predictably repeat it. Some people understand it very well. That's why they don't stop apply. That's why they also don't stop to win. Or even if they are rejected, they know how to adjust to go and win, because the more you are progressing, the more difficult it is. And of course, you have to be rejected at first until you figure out what is blocking you, what is preventing you from moving to the next layer. And once you figure it out, you know how to move again. So that's how it is for everyone. Even big researchers are still getting rejected every single day. Even last year, Nobel Prize was rejected the day she received the Nobel Prize from a grant. So it's not only you, it's everyone problem. And you need to work on that also. So it's a good thing that you are here to keep learning, like you say. So how do we win grant in academia? Simple. You just understand the framework, like I showed you yesterday. You apply the principle, the one I also showed you yesterday. You refine your writing, because it is not easy to make sure that what you are writing is what you are thinking. Some people are thinking something, but they are writing something else. So you have to refine your writing until you know that what you are thinking is exactly what you are writing. And then you submit. Many people just write grant. They refine it endlessly. So they spend their whole life refining their proposal without never submitting to someone else. So no one is able to see if it does make sense or not. No one can tell you if it was worth being funded or not. So you have already been rejected because you have never submitted. And finally, you win grant Because when you submit, can be rejected, yes. But once you win, when you win, what do you do? When you win, what do you do? Do you go back again? What do you do when you win? Thank you for the gold, and priceless. Thank you. When you win grant once, what do you do? We saw it yesterday. When you win grants one time, what do you do with this award or with this success? We see who was listening to or not. When you win, what do you do? You attract offer, yes, what else? But what do you do? You say it and try again, okay. What else? Say it differently. Communication, yes, okay, what else? Communication, but what do you do? You deliver, okay, that's great, you deliver, yes, but what else? What else? We said yesterday, it's even in this image also. We celebrate entire others. And Estelle is the closest one for now, but I want you to say differently. We deliver, everything is correct. Just say differently. When you win one grant, what do you do? You replicate to win predictably. Yes, you replicate. That's the thing. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Tismesis. Yes, you apply the same principle to win again. Exactly. When you win once, you do the same thing. You don't change. Don't change your application. The exact application that was awarded. Usually you conserve the same story, the same idea. You tweak only perhaps the small hypothesis or perhaps some aim or objective, not all the application. You just replicate the same things that has worked. You adjust per objective where necessary, or you go to the end of the application that you deliver and you see what you need to incorporate in this new submission. So don't go and start write another proposal again. No, no, don't do that. You can do that, but it will take you more time to get awarded. It may take you more time because this new application will have some kind of level of evaluation again. But if you have won once and you know that this one was working and it has been awarded, take the same one. Don't submit everything to another funder. You have to change at least the objective. Or maybe if, for instance, me, I work in neonatal sepsis, one funder has funded me for group B streptococcus in mothers and babies. It has been awarded, the structure has been awarded. So I will refine, it's the same story, I will just refine, for instance, the objective or the aim and the bacteria to focus on Escherichia coli or Klebsiella pneumoniae, for instance. I'm only changing the bacteria first and the key problem that is linked to this bacterium, and I just refine the same way. Of course, I change a bit of the method and everything, but the main message is usually the same. The main story that you have in your mind is the same, and that is linked to the previous one. Because remember that we need to have the evidence that you have been back before to do something, you deliver it or you are delivering it, you now need more money to pursue this other step. Some people even take the same group B strep before and they say, I had this funding to do this research. Now I need funding to pursue the story, maybe with whole genome sequencing or maybe investigating human immunity on babies. So the same story, I had one new objective and I continue to win with that. But if you start from scratch, you are more likely to fail because it needs adjustment. Your story will need adjustment again and again. So that's what you do to win grant. Now, what you have to know that was to win grant, since you want to achieve excellence in academia, many people want to have what they see other people having. So they want the big lab, the famous labs. I've seen people telling me that they want insectarium. That means they want the equipment, the big equipment to do the kind of research. They want the recognition. They want the prizes. They want maybe student. They want many things. So they are focusing on having. They are focusing on, I want this thing. I want this result. I want this recognition. And they say, if I have, this recognition, if I have this grant, if I have this money, I will do this kind of research, I will do this kind of activities, I will do this and that in order to be the recognized leader I need to be, in order to be a good mentor, in order to be a good researcher. So they focus on having to being. That's the best way to be stuck also in your life now, not only in your career, but also in your life. When you're focusing on what you have instead of who you must be. Because in order to have, you must be or become the kind of researcher who do the thing that helps you to have the results you want, not the other way around. If you want to have results in your life, in your career, and achieve excellence, you start to ask yourself, who must I be? Who must I be in my life as a researcher, as a parent? What must I do if I am this person so that I can have the result, the recognition, the reward, the stability, everything I need? That's how you get results, not only for grants, because everything here is also linked to your career, but also in your life, and then you have lasting impact in the world. So that is the life of how to know then who must I be? That's some question that people may have. How do we know who must I be? Right? Some people can have this question. You need to do a good and strong introspection. You really need to do a good, strong introspection. I did this introspection without knowing it myself. That's why I know that I had to change something in me. I did this thing after seeing people dying, after seeing my friends losing their babies while they were giving birth, while me, myself, I had babies. And while we were pregnant together, so we took all the precautions we were supposed to take as in Africa. We were all medical professionals. We took all the best doctors, but 2 out of 3 lost their baby while giving birth, or a few days within a week after birth. While me, I was the only one with my son. So I still see my son as kind of, why is he alive? Why me? I'm fortunate to, why other people could not have their babies. So this had to happen, that it has changed something in me and helped me to realize that who must I be? Do I want to be someone who is only following publication, who is only following the trending topics, or do I want to take risk to solve the problem I see daily and that affects me more than everything else? So I started to assess my life and change everything according to that. If you don't know what to do, it doesn't have to be a painful story. It doesn't have to be something that hurts you. It can be that you see people, like the passion around you, the purpose is linked to your passion. It can be linked to your community, or maybe people don't have access to water. It can be that the buildings are not designed the way it should be designed. Like in Africa, when we are in the heater season, is very hot because our construction are made of cement that make it difficult for us to breathe inside. You can decide to change it. Some people can say that you don't have access to water and they change it also. So you have to think about your story. You have to understand your purpose, your why, and your story also in order to realize who you want to become. And if you don't know how to start, if you don't know the structure you have to follow, I have this program that I've developed over the past month that has helped researchers to reset their life and to realign themselves to who they want to be. And this one is, you can do it self-paced. You don't need to have me. I will share the link with you if you are interested to have it. Now, what must I do? What must I do? What must I do? Some people will say that I know who I want to be, but I don't know what I must do in terms of action. You have to move from it is interesting to be interested. If you have been following the trending topics or other people who are doing stuff that you look at it and say, it is interesting, good, but interesting means that it is superficial to you. It won't last long in you. So you have chances of giving up along the way because you find it interesting. It's like you have a a woman that you look at her and say, oh, she's beautiful, and then she look interesting to you at the moment. But when you try to discover what is inside, maybe you don't like how they behave, maybe how they think. So that's the thing with interesting. But if you really want to know what you must do in order to take the right action, that will help you to have what you want to have. I hope you are still following me. I hope you are still following me. I know it is complex, but you need to understand this principle. This is for your how you achieve excellence in your life, not only in academia. You have to move from being interesting to interested. When you are interested deeply about something, you have a deeper engagement. You have an active participation to understand why it's not working, why is it broken, why? And then when you face adversity again, you still have motivation. You have a sustained motivation because it is something that is more than just being a superficial engagement. It is internal to you. What you must do today, I don't know what you must do, but you have to change your focus from interesting to interested. You have to become interested to your community, interested in your lab, interested to people around you, to the problem you want to solve. When you become interested, you start changing your perspective to seeing things differently. And you start figuring out maybe this problem is linked to, it is linked to, it's linked to. You start seeing things people don't see. And that's how you start having value. Because the value you have as a researcher, and particularly as a researcher from Africa, it's only your perspective. It is only your perspective. Because whatever you have learned as skills, nowadays, since you're in Africa, or maybe those who are in other countries like Malaysia, like Bisan says she's from Malaysia, the skills you have received is sometimes 10 times ahead or below than people from high-income countries. Sometimes, but once you have a perspective, that is the way you think, the way you see a problem, this one makes you valuable. And this is what we are rewarding because we may have the same problem, but the way I see a problem compared to you will be different and will be something that people have never thought before because I was interested in the problem I was trying to solve. So that is what you must do in order to have the reward and the price you want. And this is for your whole life. If you figure out this, you have the success in your whole life, not just in academia. And now in academia, to make sure that it lasts long, that means lasting impact, you have, this is, as I mentioned, this is formula for life success, for your life. For academia, you also have to share. Be, do, have, yes, like in life, you also have to share. In academia now, and to win funding now, if you don't share, they won't give you money because they are looking for people who are sharing, who are contributing to building next generation of people, of leaders that are transforming stuff. So if you cannot articulate how you are already sharing your passion, your leadership, your vision, or your time to the community behind you or across you, even without money, they won't fund you. There are sections in the application that they are asking you, how are you contributing to the community? They're not expecting you to have casual sentences. They are really expecting casual metrics. They are expecting metrics, key metrics with proof, with evidence of what you're talking about. And if they can only suspect that you are lying, I'm not saying that they have proof that you are lying. They will suspect that you are lying. They'll just put you aside and we take someone that they can see that this person is really doing what he's thinking he want to create. So that means the person is someone, he know who is it, he know what he's doing and he's doing the action he has to do. He's having a word and he's sharing as the word he want to create because he has a strong why. That means the value he has is so strong. His purpose is so strong and they can feel it in your application. Forget about writing, grant writing skills that you have been learning in grant writing workshop, please. I'm doing the grant writing workshop the way I've been facing it, the way I've been experiencing it. So if you want me to explain your concept like the one written elsewhere, you won't have it there. This is exactly what I've been learning. I've had rejection for any type of rejection someone could imagine. Any type of rejection, sample size, the title story, everything I had, even the mentors who was powerful, I was rejected for this same mentors who was powerful, are still being rejected. So my story that I've mentioned to you is because at each of this point, I had to develop this fundable identity and make sure that I become the obvious source even of funder before they even see me. So I interact with them. I develop this identity. I develop my why. I develop everything. And then I start having a connection. I start sharing. And the funders see me as someone they have to fund because they want to be linked to someone who's doing something, who is having everything, and who is sharing. They don't want to be linked to people who are not having impact. So that's how you become the obvious choice. And that's what I call the fundable identity. So start today about thinking about your why, who you are, who you must be, what you must do, so that you can have everything you have in your mind has outcome, and so that you can share. Start sharing now, even if you have nothing. Don't wait until you have. Start sharing now. That's how you become fundable, and you have a fundable identity. And that's how you are resilient, even when things get hard. You can still come back again stronger. So now I have to turn and give you my demo of my story that as I mentioned, and also I hope you will be following along to try to write some information that are going to help you. First of all, taking your story to put it into an idea. I get it may be rough at first, but the rough element are usually those you can use to go deeper to understand the real why of your research or of your career. Are we still together? Okay, I will stop sharing my screen and share now something else. You can write your question in the chat if you have question already. I will address them at the end. So today we are turning our story into a fundable idea. Can you see my screen? I'm not sure if it's big or small. Can you see my screen? Is it too small? Is it too small? Is it okay? Okay, thank you. So this is my own story, and how I use my story to turn it into a fundable research idea. At first, what I've seen was baby dying. Like I tell you, I've seen baby were dying, and I start to realize, why are these baby dying? What can I do since I'm not gynecologist, since I'm not a pediatrician? I cannot handle this part of anatomy or physiology. But the only thing that I can handle is bacteria because I'm doing bacteriology principally. So I start to realize that I want to contribute to ending the natal mortality in my country. And I say, okay, this is the future I want to create. I want, yes, to contribute to making sure that mothers giving birth see their progeny live. First of all, the baby should live. And the baby that is born at birth should be healthy from start in its life. Because some babies, when they get bacteria, if they get bacteria in utero or during the first few months or first 5 years, they have long-term sequelae that can impair their whole life. So that's it. I've then mentioned that I want to reduce neonatal mortality from bacterial infection by 30% in sub-Saharan Africa through rapid diagnostic tool, targeted antimicrobial stewardship, and infection prevention control that preserve antibiotic effectiveness for future generation. That's the future that I wrote. And now everything that I was seeing as opportunity, as project, I was applying according to this main vision. I was applying according to this main vision. And the challenge one that I've identified, meaning I know the big picture I want to do. Problem number one, babies are dying from preventable infection. What does it lead? You can see the challenge. Problem one, research challenge one, negative impact one, which is one of the knowledge gap I've mentioned, the research outcome, and the milestone I need to achieve. Problem one, babies are dying from preventable infection. I can see what, and now negative impact one, family and countries' economies are broken due to loss of babies and future builders of nation. It's simple, right? Babies are dying from preventable infection. What is the negative impact? That is obvious to that. Families and countries are broken due to loss of babies and future builders of nation, which is true to everyone. This is true. It's a fact. Now, research outcome that we need to achieve, prevent the death of babies, improve the management of infection since we say that it is a preventable infection, and then also improve mental health outcome. That's very simple. It does not have to be complex stuff. It's something that I had a problem I've identified. The challenge is this one, in very simple terms. Anyone can understand this term. And I use a gap that I see, which is a gap. Perhaps you think people know it, but perhaps they don't know it yet in your country or in your community or in your institution. So you have to make them aware of that. And then you say, this is what you need to achieve. And then you say, in my career, I need to make perhaps increase awareness on risk factors of neonatal mortality to modern healthcare workers. That was my first project awarded. Cambridge, Afrique Diaspora, RSTMH, Chercheurs. These three projects were the same, they were with these same simple challenges. Babies are dying from preventable infection. That was the simple thing I was doing to the funder. I was telling them, babies are dying from preventable infection. Anyone can understand that. It's not normal that babies are dying from preventable infection. It's not genetics, it is preventable. That means we should know how to stop it. Or we also know how to treat it, but they are still dying. So it's a big problem, even if it's written simply. And I won 3 grants for just telling this small thing, this small challenge one. And the end goal that I wanted to provide was increased awareness. When I was doing sample collection, I was explaining to mothers that babies are dying from preventable infection if they have bacteria in their vagina when they are delivering. And also when I was telling to the healthcare workers, as you are here touching babies, you may be spreading bacteria to them. And we want to understand if you are spreading bacteria to them. And we start collecting mothers, babies at birth, mothers doing labor. So imagine collecting a woman in labor, in the labor ward. You swab a vagina and you collect the baby right at birth. You collect the healthcare workers, you collect the environment to understand how are these bacteria spreading. I want just 3 grand with this thing. And then you say, okay, perhaps mothers are also transmitting the bacteria to babies. And then you start assessing how you could prove this transmission of bacteria. Then I say I need maybe to do genomics. I need to understand what are the leading bacteria involved. I need to understand the sources of transmission. So in order to do that, I need to do whole genome sequencing. So I started looking for funding to do whole genome sequencing to investigate this transmission pattern so that we could reduce the transmission pathway of bacteria from mothers to babies. And third one, we also lack data. We lack data. So we need more studies, we need more high quality studies to make sure that we understand the gravity of the problem and that we can develop adequate measure to provide adequate data, also intervention. Lack of data, we don't know the gravity of the problem because there's insufficient data to improve neonatal outcome. Rough estimate on etiology of neonatal mortality. Genomic data on antibiotic-resistant bacteria are lacking, so we want to provide this genomic data. Why do we need genomic data? Because if we know what is inside the bacteria, we know how to prevent them also. We know how to adapt the antibiotics being used routinely. We know how to prevent the infections. And we also know how to improve the behavior of workers or of mothers. And with that, we say we want to generate high-level understanding and serving as baseline for improvement. That could serve as baseline for improvement. So that is a simple sheet, a worksheet that I've been using to refine my approach. And that is something that you apply to anything you want in your work career yourself. Can you still see my screen? Can you see the second Excel sheet? I don't know. Can you see the second Excel sheet? Okay. Thank you. So this is my story, like I mentioned. You can develop it, research challenge 1, research challenge 2, research challenge 3. You can use one of them to write the first idea, the first project. or you can use the three of them if you want. And then you have the knowledge gap you have identified. This is more elaborated version. And you say, okay, maybe I can also decide to develop a point of care diagnostic tools. That's why I did the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship, where I was working on a point of care diagnostic tool because I was interested in preventing the death of babies. And the solution we were developing was able to reduce the time to diagnostic from 72 hours to less than 2 hours. We did a prototype that provided result in 20 minutes. So that's how I was so interested that all the opportunity I could see, I could filter them out and say, this is what I have to do. And that's how you can also now work in your career to filter the application you see, to select the collaborators. You don't go everywhere. Select those who are aligned with what you want to achieve. And you can have many, many examples here. I can even take another one. If you want, you can screenshot the screen because you need to write now this vision you have of you in 5 years. You cannot be a researcher. You cannot live your life without having a 5 years goals. You need a 5 years goal as you are today. You are in 2025. Where are you in 2030? Where are you in 2030? You should know it. You should be knowing it because actually you can create this same future you want to have, but you need to see it now. You need to see and to write this future now and to start doing the effort to create this future. You can have everything you want. You can do everything you want, but you need to know what is it. You need to know it, you need to work on it, and you need to be intentional. Intentionally, or you are creating this future and interested in what you want to solve. So I encourage you to write your research vision for today. It does not have to be perfect. You can write it. Once you finish to write it, you then ask yourself why this problem you have chosen. This is, for instance, for breast cancer. Why is it a problem? Why is it breast cancer a problem? And you can then ask yourself why 3 times. What is happening 3 times? You say why 3 times? Usually after the 3 times, the 4 and 5, you can get a good answer of the problem you want to solve. I pause now because you need to do this small exercise. I'm not saying this Excel sheet. Excel sheet is something that is part of a package. If someone wants to have this Excel sheet, and what we are going to see also after that, it's something else that is independent of this session. So you need to pause. You need to write a rough draft vision of where you are in 5 years or in 3 years, but at least 5 years, and start to understand why you want to solve the problem you want to solve. Since I guess you are all researchers, I guess you are all scientists, that's why you are here. So you should understand what are you doing today and what do you want to solve in 10 years or in 5 years, and understand the challenges you see the world is not seeing, or the challenges the world is seeing, but how you want to contribute to that also. Can I pause there now and wait for your reply? You can write in the chat if you have a vision or something. Is there any question for now? No question. People are lost. Yes, Lionel, let me if you want to open your camera. Yes. I think you can unmute yourself, Lionel. Lionel, yes, you have the floor.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah. Thank you for what you have shared so far. I have a question regarding the story, especially for people who have maybe changed like the context. Because in my example, when I was in Cameroon, uh, for my PhD, I won the grant and I had a story, and I work in the field of sustainable material, building material. So I had a story about um, the contextual problem of not using local material in Cameroon, and I built my story around it. And that helped me to win the grant, and I went to South Africa. But now I'm residing in another country, and that story is not longer valid because I'm not longer in Africa. So do you have any tips how to readjust maybe your story based on your local context? That's my first question. And the second one is just is regarding you mentioned the 30% in your vision to reduce neonatality, and I was wondering if that 30% is related to like maybe the national target, or it's just decided personally that 30% is your target. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Yonel. I want to say that for the second one, I just put it because this was internal to me. But recently, from the standard we received, 30% became a target from AMR research. There's even more, but I focus on 30% in neonatal unit. So I don't have to go first to the whole of Africa. I will target key hospitals and see if there's a reduction of 30% with the intervention I'm taking. If yes, then we will replicate it to Africa. That's the second question. The first one, I think, is a good question. I think it's also a tricky one. You can decide to find something that may be interesting to you where you are residing now, or you can say that I'm still doing it for Africa. And whatever you are telling me, I'm applying, and I will look for a partner in Africa who will help me to pursue this vision still for Africa. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm elsewhere, I'm every country in the world. I say my project is in Africa. So I don't care what you are telling me, I'm just in Africa. Because you don't even have this problem. Even if I help you have this money, it won't be adaptable to you. So why should I care to write a project? So I write something that is for Africa directly, and I implement it in Africa. So yours, you need to adjust and see how flexible your community or your department or faculty is. If they're flexible enough, maybe you can find a way to implement the vision you want. Or if not, you have to readjust yourself to their own environment, in your own environment. That's why I've mentioned that it is up to you. It's up to what you set in your mind. If you set something in your mind, this is what you have to do, that it is what you are interested to, because you care so much about it, and there's no other way to do it without working on it, you will create this opportunity to have the resources or the alternative to shape it also. Have I answered your question?
Yes, you have answered my question.
Okay,
So
thank
I
you.
also understand that maybe I need to target like different type of funders, because most of the time maybe the UK funder, they will be more interested in funding projects that address their own local issues.
It's possible. That's why I say that you have to visualize yourself where you are interested to first. If you see that you're only interested about a certain problem and that there's no way for you to change your shift, then you find funders who are also interested in what you want to solve. I've seen people be in UK from University of Cambridge who are doing research. They were doing research in Africa and other the developing countries. So they're still in UK, but they're getting winning funding from UK, but still doing stuff in Africa. The person was not even an African. The person was a UK woman.
Okay,
So it depends on your focus, it depends on your vision and how determined you are to achieve it.
okay, thank you.
My pleasure. I'm going to share another thing. If you don't know how to, because people are not sharing their story in the chat, they don't want to share their story. They don't want to write. Have you written, first of all, something about your vision? Has anyone? My vision in 5 years. Yes. Environmental pollution in my
Yes,
country.
please, I've written mine.
Yes. Who is talking?
Hello, good.
Yes.
Wait.
Who is talking?
It's me, I'm called President.
Okay, it's because there's HP written, so I don't know who's the person name. I can only see HP.
Okay, sorry, very sorry for that. I will change that.
Yes.
So I said I've written my story already inside. I've written in Scratch. That's it. So I would like to share it now on the chat.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I was typing on Word, then I'm okay.
Is it Grace who is speaking? Who is speaking actually?
I'm the one speaking. Okay, my name is President Nembu.
Who? Your first name?
President Nembu.
Okay, President. Okay. Nice meeting you.
Yes,
Okay.
that's it. I've written.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't have to be like me, or it doesn't put 30%. It doesn't have to be 30% like I put. It doesn't have to be even 20-30, but it has to be precise according to what you think you are committed to sacrifice yourself to do. You understand? So you have seen your brother suffering from substance use addiction and still not treated, no matter the therapy applied in the hospital in Cameroon. So you ask yourself why those people still don't get recovered from addiction, which is a really big problem, and people don't care about it way too much as it should have been. In 2030, increase by 30% the health of addicted patients with adapted treatment to both male and female. That's good. It's already good to have something that you want to do. Now, what I can say is that you need to be more precise. Adapted treatment is perfect, but male and female perfect also. You need to now understand what are the challenges in between that you want to solve. Because this is something that is fundable. Your story is linked to a problem that you have identified and which is real. Myself, I can see that it is real. Now you just have to shape it in a way that allow you to speak to a funder that also care about the same thing you are caring to. And there are funders caring about this vision. There are funders who look to solve this problem. And you can even link it to mental health issue because actually they're not addicted because they want to be addicted. Some of them had mental health issue. Some of them had maybe had accident and they used drugs from pain reliever and end up being addicted. So if you go deeper to this problem, you will see that the challenges is not just that they are not getting better, it's that there's something fundamental that has not been addressed yet and that you need to address. And because it is something that affects you so much, you'll be able to move for long in this kind of car, 10 years, 15 years, without changing and without by exploring. Is it helping
Is
you?
that the question?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. It's really helping me. But I would like to know, do I have to engage into a research before looking for fundings on this my story? Because actually I'm a student in Master's 2 of clinical psychology. I've not yet finished to write, so I'm still living on developing my research project in school. I'm in Waikile. So I want to know, do I have to do a research on it before now submitting it to funders, now to have grants on it, or I can start from now, only from the idea I have, without any solution I really proposed?
Okay, thank you for your completion. There are funders who are funding master students or master holders. So that means you just have to apply. Perhaps it will it will help them to see if you are ready or not, if you have papers. Because it's not that you have to finish the research, having data, not that much. For the small grant 5K, usually you need 1 or 2 papers or a really good vision, a really good patient where you are going, they can fund you. They don't need a lot of stuff for a 5K grant or 300K, 3,000K grant, 3,000 grant, sorry. 5K grant or 3K grant. If it's more than 5K, they don't need preliminary data that much. They don't need too much effort from you. They just need your vision, your patient, and that you are taking action, that they have evidence that you are working, you are going to be a leader, and that your proposal is clean, neat, and clear. Once you do that, usually you can get funding to help you do your master, because you can't do master with your funding. Understand?
It's so interesting. Please, where to find the founders?
The one that is the smallest one, that is LSTMH is for a health issue. So you have to look for the one. Maybe there's other people. Can give you
All
the
right.
link also. My vision is to
Thank you.
capitalize on your pleasure. My pleasure. My vision is to capitalize on local materials to produce low cost and sustainable building materials. I guess in Africa, Lionel. Right? I guess it's in Africa. Thank you, Grace, for sharing your story, your vision. You want to have defended your PhD in carrière haute recherche that lead to the reduction of environmental pollution in your country in Africa. That's great. Again, this is a problem that people care about, environmental pollution, not even water, but even the pollution, the waste. It's good. It's very good. What you could do as a researcher is how to transform these environmental trashes into fuel or gases, gas, do you say gas? Yes, to produce energy. So that means don't focus on reducing environmental pollution, focus on transforming the pollution into a resources the world needs. It's still the same thing because since you are reducing, but you are also transforming something that this increases drastically your chances of success. When you change the focus of your story into not a problem, but into a solution. Do you get it, Grace?
Okay, Doc, I've understood. Well noted. Like plastic, I can transform plastic from one pollution to another. Plastic has a lot of uses which can be used.
Yes,
Our
exactly.
Yes, Doc.
Exactly. A pleasure. So in the long term goal, become a leading researcher in the field of molecular and cell biology using genomics and informatics to work on neglected tropical disease, cancer. That's a lot, Richie. So you want to do neglected tropical diseases, cancer, and infectious diseases. It's not too much. It's not clear enough yet. So you want to do all these things, neglected tropical diseases, cancer, which is non-communicable diseases, and infectious diseases. Richie, it's not too much. You can speak if you want.
Yes, yes, thank you, Dr. Leah. Yes, thank you. Yes, it seems like it's too much. I just thought about it. Yes, I just wanted to contribute to the debate, to share my vision. Yeah, but it seems like here in my country, we are working a lot in infectious diseases. So my focus maybe in the next, because I'm also working on infectious diseases. My focus in the maybe when I'm going to be independent, I hope to work on cancer also because for me there's a lot to learn from. We need a lot of data from cancer to really be able to understand what is going on here in Congo. So yeah, so I'm working on infectious diseases. So I hope to expand my research in the future to include cancer.
Okay. So you are working currently on infectious diseases, but you feel that your purpose is on cancer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to understand why or what is linked with the two that become one or one unify or try to shorten a bit so that it gets easier because when it's too big, it may be scaring to you at first and you may procrastinate on it. Not to say that your dream should not be big. It should be big. But even cancer is big. Infectious disease is big also. So try to find the unified value behind your real vision and you understand what you really want to do. Perhaps it can be that you just want to improve health of people. That means you are going to be a researcher doing multiple things without focusing on any single thing. Do you get what I mean?
Yes, doctor. Thank you. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trismégiste, say, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it well your first name, Trismégiste. My 2-year vision, empowering rural nurse, community health worker, and road drug seller to become IMA advocate in the Western region. That's powerful. And that's a really short vision. So you should have started it now. So if it's your 2-year vision, that means you're already working on it now. Right, Trismégiste? 2 years is quite short. It's really in 2017. So you are already start working on it. And it's a good vision also. Thank you, Rebecca, 6th-year medical student, currently writing my research project on antimicrobial resistance, precisely carbapenemase resistance to neonatal sepsis treatment, and hope in the end find a solution for neonatal death, and hope to continue this field. That's great. But in 5 years, where are you? Rebecca, where are you in 5 years? Are you neonatologist? Are you pediatrician? 5-year vision, become a leading microbiology researcher in Cameroon, establishing a research lab that uses microbiology to target real-world challenges and faced by Cameroonian at the interface of health. That's powerful, Taco. Powerful. You can just write it down somewhere and now understand where you are starting. What is the first challenge you are going to target? The easiest one, the one that you see daily, the one that affects you too much, that you can do the first action today, because your vision is just perfect. To establish trustworthy personalized treatment decision in critical care through causal machine learning method with verifiable uncertainty, transforming sequence decision from one size fits all protocol into precision evidence we can try in few days. For patients, this will mean fewer necessary or intervention, reduce risk of treatment-related harm and high chance. Okay, Bisan, I think this is powerful also as a vision. The only thing you have to shorten it. A vision should be something that you can say it without reading it, and that you could get inspired while you are reading it yourself. It should not be complex in terms of wording. I understand what you wrote because I work a bit on machine learning and decision system, just everything. I understand a bit of what you are saying, but normal people cannot understand you, for instance, and I guess your brain also will not process the information naturally. So you need to do more effort. So what I want you to do, Bisan, is to make it shorter, make it simpler, so that you can tell it to yourself in your mind every single day without reading it. Once you do that, it's clear. You then break down this big vision that is establishing trustworthy personalized treatment into challenge one that you have assessed, the one about patient getting fewer unnecessary treatment. Second one, they have higher risk of treatment-related harm. Third one, maybe the time is not appropriate. And then you have the knowledge gap you have seen, and then the outcome. And then you start having small milestone of what you want to do. Because the funder is taking small step of your big vision, you have to give them into small chunk to the funders. Funder A, take chunk A. Funder B, take chunk B. Or maybe some funder can take A, 2 funder can take A, and 2 can take B. But still, they won't take the whole vision unless you are already senior researcher and you want a funding of 10 million or 15 million, that they will give it all. But so you have to shorten it a bit, Bisa. I'd like to know, I have an idea. If, I hope I've helped you, Bisan. Elizabeth says she would like to know how I can proceed if I have an idea in a field other than my research area. You have to discuss with mentor, Elizabeth. You need to discuss with mentor they will probe you. They call it probing. So they will probe you to understand why you have an initial idea in another field. If you are just chasing something else, if it's something that is deeper or not, they will probe you and help you get the information you want to know. Usually they don't do anything. They just ask you a question and you figure out what you really want to do. So they guide you to take the right decision, or what you think is the right decision at the time of the information you are at now. All right, Elizabeth, is it okay? In fact, Sonia say my vision is the restoration of our ecosystem through the protection of threatened species and management of invasive species. Threatening this ecosystem. Wow. That's the vision for the next 5 years, Sonia. That's great. It's great. It's new, and I think it's something that you can work in Africa. It's something that is also needed. That's a lot. Now I have to go to share again my screen. I'm taking the last one vision of Justin. In 5 years, I envision leading research that directly strengthens diagnostic access in Nigeria and other endemic countries. My goal is to develop a field-ready multiplex diagnostic capable of detecting major, emerging, and re-emerging infectious diseases early. By enabling rapid, accurate identification of pathogen, I aim to reduce preventable death from this infection by at least 50% and contribute to a more resilient outbreak response system. Powerful. Same comment like for Bisan, just shorten it a bit. I will take the vision part, which finish at ELMIC, which is already gold. And now you can take the gold and put them, extract some of the element from your goal to have the challenges you see, the outcome, and the knowledge gap you observe. And then when you move in your life, in your career, when you see opportunities, you know which opportunities is for you. We know that when you are focused on your vision, you know challenge A, challenge B, challenge C, maybe challenge G if you want. When you see the call of the funder, some funders say specifically the challenges you want to say. Some funders really label the challenge you have observed. When they label it, since it's what you're already written, it's easier to say that this is the funding I have to go to. This is the funding I need to win. I will do all the effort it takes to win this funding because you know that they're speaking to you. And that's how then you align your application to the funder. You align your application to everything they want to see, and you make sure that they cannot reject you. And at the end of the day, usually they give you the money. Usually they give you the money. So you have to break it down, small chunk, and you have the output at the end. Let me go back and share also for those who are not aware about what we have developed also at Data Africa. It's something that I call, it's a GPT engine, actually it's a ChatGPT, something. But I've developed it to help people understand their own story. Or because some people are not that comfortable to assess themselves, or some people are not able to attend to the workshop like you, or they may not be able to have mentors to guide them. So we've developed what we call a story to engine framework, story to fundable engine, which is based on the Excel sheet you saw, and which is here to help you hope your story into the fundable engine, and that will help you to give you a couple of ideas that you could use also to develop your own vision. To do that, it's very simple to use. Story to engine framework. It's inside ChatGPT, but you cannot have access to it because it is only to those who are Data Africa clients or mentee. If you want it again, you have to. I can share with you the link, but you have to pay for that to get access to it. A once-off payment to get access to this thing. So you just click on it, and I will go and ask you question. I ask you question. Someone who want to answer to the question here for this thing. He will ask you question. When you click on this thing, he say, "What is your story?" or "The burning problem you must fix." He said, "This can be personal, professional, life experience, or what keeps you up at night? Who suffer?" Second question. "And why does it matter now?" Who want to give me just one person? Please raise your hands if you want to play with this GPT with me, and I will put your answer in the prompt here. No one? No one want to go? Yes, Justine. You have been the first one, Justine. Okay. Justin, you have been the first one. Do you want to go, like, give us your answer?
Yes, I want to go. So,
I have to write fast then. What
so
is your
what's
story?
the story or the burning problem?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I just use from that my vision and tweak
Yeah.
it to. Okay, so let me say greater than 80% of people in low and middle income countries lack access to diagnostics. Should I continue?
I think it's not clear. Diagnostics and what else? What is your story? So what is the problem that you see? It does not have to be scientifically proven. You say it can be personal, professional, life experience. What kept you up at night? So this sentence is good, but
Mm.
what is it? Why is it a problem?
So why it is a problem is because a lot of people die from preventable disease because there is a delay in diagnosis and then delay in treatment.
Okay. Equipment. And then the two who
In
suffer the
treatment,
most.
not equipment.
You say what? In treatment, okay.
In treatment, yes.
Yes. Who suffer
So
the
who
most?
suffer? Children, women, should almost everyone, but children, women.
And why does it matter?
Yes, it matters because the women represent how will I put it now? They represent okay, let me start from the children. Let me borrow from your term. The children represent the future of the nation.
And just
So
put
and
children in.
yeah, so the women is also the backbone because children without mother will also raising children without mother is also very difficult, and then so I don't know how to frame them. Yeah.
Children without mother will be difficult. Let me just put children and see what come out
Okay.
from the prompt. It will ask you again question. It's not yet
Mm.
done. Normally, it's going to ask you 3 more questions. Can you still see the GPT engine? Okay, no,
Yeah.
it's okay with your level now. He has provided the answer directly. That means he went straight to without asking your level, but you can still provide this is my level, and he provides you idea about what you just said, this two point now. It's just idea. It's a based on what you wrote. He has not assessed your level, your career level like he used to. But normally you should ask your career level and what you are based on. So you assume that you're in Africa. He said tested 6-month pilot bringing rapid tests to 2 rural clinics to cut diagnostic delay for 6 children in one Elmic district. Map the top 5 missed childhood disease in one Elmic region by tracking delay from symptom to diagnosis across 300 cases. I know you won 1 grant, right? AFCMH grant. Which one have you done from this? Evaluate low-cost community screening model, train 50 community healthcare workers, design
So
a test, yeah?
yeah, my RSTM grant is looking at AMR, how physician prescription affect AMR, and then there is also some part of it that is co-creation with the community and the hospital. So co-creating antimicrobial stewardship with the hospital and the community.
Powerful. So it just provides you a rough idea, and then you can either shape this one, or you can also come and answer again your context because you now want to know this is about where you are living. You say you are early career researcher, right?
Yes.
Research, Nigeria,
Yes.
also institution.
Can just put APIN public health.
Say again.
APIN public health, APIN public
A-
health initiative.
Like this.
N not L, N for Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay, so you remove the M.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah. Yes.
And I put public health again.
Public health. Yes.
Okay. What is your age? You are working on AMR, antimicrobial resistance.
Yes.
Do you do bacteriology? Do you do genomics? Do you do
So it's more of yes, we do genomics, but the research is more of implementation. So implementation research. So it does not have heavy lab base.
are you microbiologist or are you public health?
Public health.
Okay. And what else is that? What you are, if they say what is your age? And what is your biggest problem now? Do you lack time, money, data, equipment?
Equipment, funding equipment, okay, is there.
Okay. Just rerun it and then you see this answer. If it's going to change what he proposed to you according to what you already know or where you are planning to go. Did you find the name? No, he still wants us to say, I won't like this idea. Do you like this idea, any of this idea?
Yes. Yeah, so I like so maybe we just choose 5 and then maybe 5, 7, and 10 if you can choose multiple.
5, 7, and 10. Which one? I like, I write exactly what you say.
Okay, so just one.
No, you just write what you say. We are going to
Okay.
see what he's going to do. He's going to refine normally according to what he proposed to you, 5, 7, and 10. People will say that it's still ChatGPT, but actually ChatGPT won't give it to you this way because this one has been trained to do something specifically. So, and he's learning from the way researchers are thinking. You say, okay. You say you must choose, I must help you choose one. So you're not clear yet. You say you're not clear yet about what you want. So he's proposing you now the combination of your top 3 so that you make a choice
Okay.
according to what you really want. You say, okay, number 5 is mobile diagnostic hub. I bring same-day essential test. My sepsis indicators to remote village using simple mobile diagnostic unit. Why is it important to you? It's visible, innovative, attractive to funders, and works well in settings with equipment constraint, aligned with AMR, and community network increase visibility. Funders love direct child impact, scalable model, easy to pilot. That's very true. That's very true. The risk, some logistic risk because you have to move to a rural area, which is also true.
Yeah.
Now, first, our diagnostic protocol, it says test a simple workflow that ensures every sick child receives a targeted test within 1 hour at one hospital. Very AMR focus, limited equipment needed, easier critical clearance, great for early career research. Funder like percentage of children diagnosed in 1 hour. This is also true for treasure research fund, for instance. The risk, the hospital leadership, you need the engagement. Now the final one, diagnostic gap dashboard. Build a simple district dashboard showing which area lacks child diagnostic the most and delay impact outcome. So in the world, perhaps we can see visually where children are not treated efficiently. And usually you do that by taking just data from the hospitals and you make them visually representative to the decision makers, to the nurses or to the doctors. And with that, they can adapt their decision. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So they say you need to have access to this data and have buy-in from the health managers to make this kind of project. They say it's recommending you to take the 7 one. Now you have to see if you feel also that you want policy system or if you prefer innovation. So which one do you choose now? And you're going to see what is taking.
Okay, so let's but I like innovation. So but let's choose 7 and see.
Okay, let's choose and see what it's doing. So you want to develop the Excel sheet I had here. You want to finalize it. I say I already answered this before because I asked this question required. Why does it matter to you? I've already answered. You will see what happened now. Do we have question in the chat while I'm watching? It's working. Is it finished? Oops, why does it matter? Why does it matter to you now? We have already answered it. Let me just take the answer here up. Why is it mattering to you? You say that it's because mothers are dying, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Or is it another question? Why does it matter to you now? No, it's another question. Why does it matter to you now? Why is it important to you? Your why.
Okay. So is this kind of different from the first one?
Yes, now it's more personal. Now it's something around your purpose, why this topic is relevant to you. The first one was you see it in the statistics, you see people are dying, but why this one is important to you, like the story behind it. Remember that we don't want you to just take information that you see interesting. We want you to feel interested.
Yes,
So it's
yeah.
asking you, why is it interesting? Why are you
Are you
interested
interested?
in
Yeah.
this topic?
Okay.
While Justin is thinking, can we have question? Because it's already one. We have been discussing for 1 hour and a half now, and we need to know if people from your story, have you been able to identify challenges? Justin, you can write in the chat once you have the answer. Have you been able to identify
Yes.
some of the challenges, 1, challenges 2, challenges 3, and the knowledge gap you saw, and the outcome you want to create if you solve the problem you have identified yourself? We don't start winning grant by writing the full proposal. We start by writing a small idea, a small problem, a small outcome or aim, and at the end of the day, you have a small concept note, really small concept note that is taking the big problem you see, big one, improving neonatal health, because maybe are dying, like Justin said, 80%. And then you narrow down to the focus or the gap we see and to the approach we want to solve. And at the end, we give M1, an overarching aim, objective 1, objective 2, and objective 3. That's a concept note. That's what you send out to your mentors, to your collaborators, and they read it before you writing the full proposal. Don't give them the full proposal at the end when you have been spending 5 months writing it. Give them the concept note and you tell them where you are applying. They will assess your chances of success based on this idea. Or they will tell you this is good, but you should perhaps add this element. And perhaps it's going to have chances of being funded. When you do that, when they are happy with your concept note, it's only then that you start writing the full proposal. Don't write the full proposal without collaborators. Don't write the full proposal without knowing, having people been revising your concept note. At the end, they won't review it. They will tell you this is very good, while they know that it's not good, but they cannot give you strong feedback since they come at the end and since they won't be harsh to you. So they will let you submit your application as it is, and they hope that you realize yourself that you are not good. So they won't tell you. Yes, Justin, do you have an answer in the chat
Yes, I'm trying to.
to write it?
Yes, I'm trying to post it. Let me.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And yes, Richie, I've seen your question. Your hand raised, sorry. Or Justin is
Yeah,
thinking.
thank you, Dr. Luria, for the flow, and thank you for this very informative session. I just have a question. I see what you're doing with Justin, and I find it very interesting. Sometimes when applying, some funders just warn us on the usage of like generative AI, such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on. So I can see that here we are using it. Like, is there any danger, like, to use generative AI or to generate some ideas and then to go on and to take those ideas and to go on and submit those to your funders? Like, I, 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 I just want you to, I don't know how to say that. I just wanted to help us with that. Are you going to advise us to use generative AI also when sometimes we feel like stuck to generate ideas and then move on and submit those ideas to our funders. I don't know.
Thank you. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that question. The first thing you have to know is that AI is here to stay, and funders know that people are using AI. They are asking in the application if you use AI, not to exclude you. They ask and then they say, you should have revised your application. You should have make sure that it is human control, that you have revised what the AI generated. What we are doing here is to help you understand your own story. For those who doesn't have access to mentors, to collaborators, to clarify their mind, but instead of getting stuck, staying where they are, they can leverage AI, an AI that has been trained to discuss with them and to help them probe where their story can connect to their research. Once you have an understanding of what you want to do, you can then take the information and go and nurture it a bit. When your collaborator is going to take it, they will adjust your research question or your idea. It's no longer AI generated. Yourself, when you're going to take it and refine it, it's no longer AI generated because you have ensured that what is written is what came out from you because it gave you some kind of broad understanding of what you cannot see and that you could have access to after 10 years if someone was there to help you. But since you are here and AI is there to help you, don't overlook it. Don't overlook it because people are using it. I can confidently say that this AI thing we are still delaying it in some part of the world, particularly in Africa. I swear that people were using this AI to write articles 10 years ago when I was in my PhD. We can see it even in the paper being published. They are not putting ChatGPT generated, but the way it's written, there's no connection, there's no story inside. It's now that I realized that they were using it from elsewhere in the world, far than us. They are still using it even today. They are using it everywhere you are going. People are using this AI. So if you don't use it strategically, you are losing a lot of stuff. You are losing productivity. So take it at the advantage. Don't take it because I've seen someone in an application that I've received. The person has taken the word AI, so it was even certainly a ChatGPT, or let's say free stuff, free ChatGPT, or maybe casual that was not trained to understand science, asked the question, and the thing that came out was purely AI generated, nothing structure, no connection with the story of the research, no connection with the method. So small paragraph, no sense at all. We can detect it. And what will happen, we know you are not serious. You know you're using AI and you are lazy to correct it. You know that you're not going to get funded because you're not going nowhere with that. So use it, but strategically. Use it maybe when you want to think. It's good to think. It's powerful thinking. It helps you think a lot. When you want to structure the preliminary idea you had, it can help you a lot. Then you adjust, you take the output, you adjust it again to make sure that what is written is really what you want to mean. It's not what AI has written, because sometimes it changes one word that changes the meaning of the sentence. So make sure that you take it and you adjust it and you refine it. When you send it to your collaborators, they will still adjust it, they will still refine it. You're going to read papers, you are going to change it again. It's no longer AI generated, but you save yourself time. You save yourself years of failing. So use it, but strategically. Know when to use it, know how to use it, and know when to not use it, not to cross the line. Over.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, appreciate it.
Okay. Pleasure. I hope I've answered the question of Richie. I need to go. Yes, thank you, Amina. So everyone, remember that tomorrow we are going to have a winner for the prize. And you have to be there every single day to be selected already. And you also have to say yes in the form you have written. So in the form, someone was supposed to say yes or no if you want to be considered for this award. And you also have to attend all session. And at the end, we are going to have someone who will win it. And for the people who are not going to win, we are going to see if we have a gift for you or not. If you come tomorrow and see if you are still enthused, please work on your concept note. work on your content, what of your research idea again to find it on this Excel sheet I share. Please take the screenshot if you want it to be like this one. Take the screenshot of the form and try to work on it yourself so that you are progressing. I don't know if can you see the screen, the Excel sheet? Can you see the Excel sheet, please? No. Okay. Let me share back. Can you see it now? Okay. So please work on your research vision, just where you want to go in 5 years. Some of you have already done the work, so it's good. Now you had the problem that you identify, the challenge that you see, the current reality of this problem as it is currently in your country, in your community, and the impact it has where you are. That's something that you can use to feed your concept note. That's something you take the problem, the big problem, the reality, the data that are linked to that currently, the impact it has. That's what we are going to use tomorrow to draft now your concept note to give you the structure of a full concept note. I want to do a lot of talking tomorrow that I hope you are going to practice on your own self and see if you try to understand the framework of writing a powerful concept note. Thank you. I will let you go back to your journey. I will share back again the replay session for today. And the replay of yesterday was provided. If YouTube has finished uploading, you can have access to it. Who is in the WhatsApp group or who has not succeeded to be in the WhatsApp group, please? You can still share the link here. Who has not succeeded to be in the WhatsApp group? Is everyone in the WhatsApp group? Someone missing the WhatsApp group? Thank you so I'm not in the group. Okay, let me share the link here so that you get in the group directly. Let me share the link of the WhatsApp group for those who have not managed to join us, since it's where we share the link daily to make sure that you don't miss anything. The link of the WhatsApp group has been shared. The link of the YouTube replay day 1. I'm sharing it again here. Yeah, it's also shared. Now it's working, it's live. Thank you again for joining. Thank you for your time, and then we see you tomorrow for the next day for the final day of the challenge and the winner of the prize. And hopefully we have a gift for people who join. And thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye and take care. The link you have to pay for what, Christabel? The link for, I will share the link again in the group. If you join the group, I will share everything here. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.